Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm on the beautiful Northumberland Coast this morning and I'm at a place called Alnmouth, and I've passed this place quite a few times in my van as I've come from Scotland, and I thought that's a nice little estuary that runs into the bay there, and I thought there might be some photographic opportunities here. And when the tide's out, the boats are sort of stranded in the bay, and I thought I'm gonna have a go at doing that. I'm gonna have a go at photographing some boats while the tide's out, and there's some lovely sand dunes around this area as well, so I might go and photograph some of those, but I've specifically come to photograph these boats in the bay, and it's something that I don't usually do. I haven't got many of those in my portfolio, so I thought I'll give it a try, see how good I am at it. We'll see, but as you can see, what a beautiful place. What a beautiful place. Stunning. Weather's about 2 degrees a minute, so it's bloody cold. It's forecast to rain in about 3 hours, so I need to get a move on. I don't want to be stranded out here in the rain, especially with this camera that I've got on here. So let's go and find some photographic opportunities. This is quite soggy underfoot, to be honest with you. Obviously when the sea's in, it's just covered in the sea, and it's not dried out very much, so it's a little bit like quicksand. A little bit like quicksand. I'm just approaching the area where most of the boats are now, and the more I'll come down in and look, I'm probably looking for boats with a bit more character. Nothing really new. I don't think it's going to be great for a photographer if we're looking at a new boat, but something with a bit of character, oldish looking, and that's got a nice angle towards the area that I'm going to be pointing down to, that way there. So yeah, I'm going to be careful because I'm going to be shooting straight into this sun, I think, but hopefully we'll get a bit of cloud coverage, and that'll help me out. I've got my filters with me anyway, so we'll have a look. I'll tell you what I'll be using as well, these little ropes that are anchoring the boats. They'll be quite these will be quite good, I think. Use as leading lines, that'll be pretty good. So let's have a look. Quite like this one, actually, looking around. It's got a bit of age about it. I don't like the way it's angled though, that's the only thing. And I think as I've walked round, the more I look at it, the more I'm thinking black and whites for these, because they're quite a bit of contrast at the minute, which will be pretty good for black and white. I must admit, it's not as easy as I once thought, because each boat's at different angles, and it's not at the right angle I want to photograph in the direction I want to photograph, so it's a bit of a challenge. It's a bit of a scallywag. So yeah, I'm not sure about this one. As you can see, it's a funny angle, isn't it? And there's that mound behind it which I'm not particularly liking, but as I come round this way, it gets a little bit better. I've got the name on the boat there, which helps. And in the left hand side of this sort of composition, there's a load of boats on the horizon there, with the houses. Yeah, I think I might I'll get my camera out and see if I can make a composition out of this one. But for black and white at the minute, it's perfect, these conditions, I think. Absolutely perfect. Right guys, I've decided to take this shot. I'll just run you through it. So basically, turn you around so you can see what I'm doing. So, using this on the left hand side of my composition, this rope, and it runs you all the way up to my boat. I'm using this side with the sign on it, the name of the boat on it, and there's some lovely light that's hitting this side of the boat here. Perfect for the black and white, I think. I think that's going to work really well. Also, these textures in this sand here are going to really enhance it and give some detail, I think. And that's going to work really well. And then, as I pop round to this side, I'm using those houses on the left hand side of my composition, just give it a bit more detail than just having this boat on its own. I've decided to, so basically my shot is around there, that sort of angle. I've decided to come to this side as there's a big mound over there that I don't particularly like. I don't think that's going to be any good for my shot. So all in all, for this one, I think I've just got the composition about right. I think that's just about perfect in black and white. Not bad for my first shot. I'm pretty happy with this composition. So I'll go ahead and take it. The character of this little boat here, absolutely lovely. Now I've just taken a photograph of the boat just over here. That's the one that I've just taken, and I love the juxtaposition of this boat and that one. And then on the right hand side, not you can see in the distance, there's another little boat there. I like the way that's positioned, and 3 is always a good number, isn't it, to have in photography. The only problem is the background. I'm not entirely happy with that, but if I can put enough focus on these 3 boats together, I think this could be a nice shot. So I'm going to have a little go at this one, I think. Right folks, compositionally then, starting from my left, I'm using this rope that's anchored to the boat there, the boat obviously, and then the other little boat there on the left hand side that I've just photographed. Over here, including all this part of the boat, and then that piece of rope which adds a bit of detail for me, and then across there to that little boat on the right hand side. I'm not entirely enamoured with that background, but I think because of the boats dominate the scene, I don't think it's going to be too distracting. And I'm using obviously all this texture in this sand as well that I really like, all in beautiful black and white. Right folks, I've had a good scour around here now and nothing's really appealing to me at the minute. So what I'm going to do is move towards the sea. There's a particular boat that I saw a bit earlier on that I've quite liked. The only thing is with it, as I passed it, it was a funny angle, so we'll see. But I'm just going to get out this little area now. I'm sure there's many more compositions, but I haven't got time. The rain's coming in about an hour's time, so I've got to get a bit of a move on. Thoroughly enjoyed being around here though. It's been wonderful, absolutely beautiful. But as I get further to the coast, as I say, there's a little boat that I quite liked. I'll just have to see how it's positioned when I get there. So I didn't get really close to it when I passed it, and if that fails, if that's not compositionally viable, I'm going to head on to the dunes and take one last shot for the day, because I love dunes and the marram grasses. Absolutely beautiful around this area, absolutely beautiful. I think it's really important that when you're passing in a vehicle and you're passing wonderful locations that you can't particularly get to at that point, I always memorise them, I can get back to them at a later date. But this I never knew existed until I saw it on the side of the road. I always take a mental note of it, and then you can come back later on. I mean, this was about a year ago when I passed this place, but it was always been in the back of my mind to come here at when the tide's out. Not particularly for black and whites, but definitely for just landscape photography in general. It's a beautiful little area, it really is. Peacefully quiet, absolutely peacefully quiet. I've not been into the village at all, but I think I'll do that one off when I've finished this, and I'll go in for some lunch and I'll see what the little town's like. So anyway, less of the blabbering and get on with this. So I'm just going to nip up to see this boat and we'll crack on. The boat looks wonderful, by the way, it really does. Can't begin to tell you how hard it is to walk in this stuff. Absolutely mental. Yeah, we've got a bit of a problem. There's my boat over the other side, and unfortunately that's a big problem. Maybe next time. Well, that's a nice little shelter, isn't it? Beautiful. What a place to have a shelter. Right folks, my final composition of today. Absolutely loved this today, absolutely loved it, and I like this final shot. Love this final shot. I'm up on the dunes and on these marram grasses. There's loads of texture in these grasses that are really enhancing this photograph. Absolutely love it. I've got a bit of a broody sky as well. I'm putting a 0.9 graduated filter on this just to give it a bit more oomph, and then I've got this estuary that's going back out to sea. That's really wonderful. Nice and simple shot, but I love these types of images. I love these. Nice and simple, no messing about. ISO 64, f11 and 1/100th of a second. Perfect. folks, that's me done for today. Thoroughly enjoyed it. What a beautiful place to come to. Alnmouth, get it in your diary, come here any time of the day really, it's just beautiful, it really is. It's great when the tide's out, to be honest with you, you can get to all the boats, but it just coming rather quickly as you've seen today, so I couldn't get to that other boat unfortunately, but there's always tomorrow, next month, next year, there's always other times to come in. So if you could smash a like on my video, that'd be perfect. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and get some comments in the comment section down below. I'd really appreciate that. I answer them all, and it'd be interesting to see what you guys think of my photography and how I film. That'd be great to hear your comments, because you can't move forward without that, without your input. It'd be just a waste of time, wouldn't it? So I'd appreciate your input, that'd be great. So until next time, see you later folks.